Hi everyone, quick disclaimer. This is the first day of the video diary. Except I it was recorded on my iPad and I did not have the chance to edit and upload it until now. For reasons that I think I made very clear in the video diary. I think I already talked about this, so I don't need to do it again. Anyway, here is day one of the video diaries.
All right. Who's hungry? I've got Cool Ranch and barbecue. Um, I want to start making. Is that too forward of a start? I want to start making video diaries. Um, I want to make a lot of other things too, but this is where we start. Um, I was watching a video today on Dax Flame. It was a Stans video, and he was reviewing the history of Dax Flame. And Dax Flame um, started his YouTube channel like 17 years ago or something, which is fucking insane. And so, literally, since I was a kid, I've wanted to do this, and I don't know what inside of me is like this block. But it's not just with like content creation, it's this block with everything. Everything. So, what I've decided to do today, very low key video. Um, we are going to do my makeup. I'm going to do my makeup. And while I do my makeup, I'm going to reminisce about 2024 as a whole and see what I can remember about the year, see what the big things that stick in my brain are. I'm not going to like reference any things like pictures I have or like text messages from back, or anything I've written. I don't want to like give myself too much and like really dive into it and like analyze it. I'm just trying to conceptualize it so we can understand how we've ended up here. Um, wow. And like I said, I'm gonna do my makeup while I do it. So we're all along for the ride. Don't expect this doing my makeup thing. This is not like I'm probably gonna be crouched down like this, doing things like this the whole time. This is not meant for you to like learn or even really watch me too closely. I just want to do it and have something to do while I speak. Um, and makeup always makes me feel nice. Um, but we might have to start with a little um, eyebrow trim, just a little bit on the ends. So 2024 was a time. I'm sure it was a time for most people. I'm sure most people had a time in 2024, at least from what I like see anecdotally online. But for me, 2024, I can't really remember how it started. My memory isn't like the best, but I do know that in uh no, I can't. I don't know when exactly. I do know um all right, see, this is the thing. My memory is, you're gonna have to bear with me. My memory is fucking awful. Um, I'm sitting here trying to think how long I dated this girl. I think I dated her for a year and a half. Somewhere that sounds kind of right. Um, so I dated this girl for maybe a year and a half, and then we broke up in the beginning of the year, which like right, me not knowing how long we dated, that's probably not a good sign on my part and probably says a lot about why things ended. But um, I didn't really feel like a person. I kind of still don't feel like a person, which is part of this. Um, I literally just live in this like, I don't know, my brain doesn't cooperate. And she does sometimes, but not in the not in the way you'd think. And so, anyways, I was dating this girl for most of the time that I had spent back down in New Jersey. Um, I'm pretty sure she's the only girl I dated since being back down into New Jersey. And we broke up. She broke up with me earlier in the year, maybe probably around like March. Maybe? No. No, it can't be. It had to be earlier, like January or February. Oh, it was right. It was February. It was right later, towards the end of February, early March. Um, and I decided I was going to find someone new because I'd already felt myself like drawing away from that relationship. So I was like mentally moved on and ready to like pursue something else. And I ended up meeting this girl, this woman. She's older than me, anyways. Um, her. Should we give people fake names? Should we give? Um, her name was Alex. And Alex was, oh my god, was Alex wonderful. Alex was like everything you could possibly want in a person. And that like includes flaws. Like who wants to be with someone who is like so perfect? But Alex was like this perfectly imperfect person, like flawed and trying and just all around. Um it felt like I had this like connection to her from like right off the jump. It felt like my soul had been waiting forever to find. They got me fucked up, I'll tell you what. Um I have no storage on my iPad and I'm gonna have to fix that, but I don't want to fix that today. So we're gonna try to play it out. We're gonna try to just keep recording and see if I can deal. Um, what was I saying about being nudged? I don't know when it cut off at this moment. I'm sure I'll find out later. I was talking about being nudged. I felt like I jumped into the deep end, but it was more like a siren calling you in, and then yanking you in when you know you get close to the water. I ended up I was really trying to step out of my comfort zone. And so I drove up about like 40 minutes away to go see Alex. It was a phenomenal time. We'd been like talking for about a week, FaceTiming, yada yada. It was so fun. And then we met that first day. I met at her house. She took me to a speakeasy. We walked there. It was real cute. It was so, so cute. I met someone she went to high school with who was a cool guy. I just liked her vibe. I liked her energy. Um, in all honesty. Um, and so she, on the walk back, asked me to be her girlfriend. And I said yes. I said yes so fast. That was like one of the most exciting moments for me. Um, I was so, so happy. And then we went back to her house and I was a little too drunk and I threw up a lot. And we even had this like really intimate moment, warning graphic, not so graphic, but where like I'm throwing up because like we're trying to like make out, about to have sex, and she's being rough with me and I liked it. But I thought I was getting anxious. I have this thing where when I get really anxious, I get really nauseous. And it's always been like that all my life. Um, well, I don't know about all my life, but that is how it is. Um, now, anyways, I don't even think this pencil's doing anything. I might just leave that like that, which is crazy. Um, because I don't feel like finding the other one. I'll just that's okay. And so I thought my body was like, oh, you're getting anxious because this is like a new situation and you're like a little uncomfortable and like you don't know what's going on. And so you're starting to feel sick, which it could have been partially that because every time she would like get more aggressive with me, I would start to feel sick. I now realize it's probably just because I had just started an antidepressant and then I was drinking and my body didn't like it. And like my body didn't love it. The Lexapro and the liquor was not a good mixer. The Lexapro and the elixir was not a good mixer. Oof. Anyways, so can you see how awfully slow I'm doing my makeup, trying to like multitask my brain? It's probably good for my brain to do these things though. I had blush. Oh, I do have blush. And so it was just like, even ever from day one, from the first day we met each other, I was so, and then I slept over that night, and then I think it was that night, the night after, I was like at her house, or the day after, the morning after. Oh yeah, I started to feel better, and then I went outside and I helped her mom with something, and like I just felt like I was like, this is going to be good. I'm going to be able to be part of this, and I'm excited for that. Like I can see myself being part of this, and um, then things went to shit. Then things didn't turn out as great, and it's mostly I don't want to say it's mostly anyone's fault because I don't want to place more blame on anyone than on one party than the other. I don't know who was mostly to blame. We both probably have different perspectives on what the reasons were anyways. And so what happened on my end was I don't know what was going on with me at the time. Like I don't know if I was having uh I don't know where the stress in my life was really coming from because everything felt really good, but I was just blowing up. And I didn't notice at the time I was getting really angry while driving. I was getting very, very angry while driving. And the the like it didn't seem like a big deal at the time, but looking back in retrospect, I'm like, no, that was probably such a big sign from the beginning that I was not in a good space. Um Anyways, so I was driving her home from being at my house one day and everything had gone really good until it didn't. I got really mad in the car and then she told me to stop yelling and then I shut down and then I was not talking to her and then she just we didn't talk for most of the ride and I was trying my best to express how I felt and be like, this is how I feel. I can't right now. I can't. But for most of my life, expressing that I can't was something I couldn't even do in the moment. I would just not, and then people would be left to wonder why. And then they would come up with their own conclusions. So I felt like I was doing justice to the situation in at least saying, I can't. How I feel right now, bad. It will pass, but right now, I can't. And I don't think it didn't work that way. And then I also just melted down after. Let's be real. Then I also melted down after. I drove a block away because she went inside and I remember it was the look. It was the look in the doorway. On my life, it was that look in the doorway. Because I dropped her off at home. She opened the door. She opened the door, stood in the doorway, turned around, looked at me. She looked at me, looked down, shook her head, and closed the door while her head was shaking. Let me just. She's walking up to the door. She walks up, gets inside, grabs the door handle. I guess it was this way. Grabs the door handle and is just shaking her head as she. I didn't need to do that. That recreation added no purpose at all. Anyways, so she gets up, goes inside, and that was the last time I saw her. That was indeed. I'm trying to see if this is how I want it. I wear a lot of blush and I wear it around my eyes. I think it's pretty. Anyways, so and a little on my nose, just like a little, just. Um, and then I did go like a block later, a block away, and have a meltdown. I cried so much. I cried so much, because I had felt in my heart that I ruined it, and I hate ruining things, because I feel like I'm a ruiner. I feel like I be ruining things, and it do be my own fault most of the time. But the meltdown didn't help. The meltdown about the ruining didn't help the fact that I felt like I ruined it, which probably further ruined it. If it wasn't ruined then, it was probably ruined before. And then I went home and we had an argument of some kind. It wasn't like a full argument. Anyways, all this devolved into us not talking. I wasn't talking to Alex anymore. Well, she wasn't really talking to me. She wanted space. I was talking to Alex. I was definitely talking to Alex. Not a good thing. Not a good thing. And I spiraled. So this landed me end of May or early June. I cut off all my hair. End of May or early June, I cut off all my hair, and I went up to upstate New York where my parents live, and I was like, I just can't right now. I have this awful, awful feeling inside. I just need to be around my parents. Thinking that my family would offer some sort of consoling or support. That did not happen. It was awful when I got up there. They were good for about a day, day and a half, and then it was like too much. And so, because I was still in such a bad way, I was making like awful decisions. I was making awful decisions that were like horribly impulsive and very attention seeking and very, well, I don't know. It was just like I was just hurting in a way that I had no idea, no tools to deal with. Just like the most raw pain that I could not figure out how to manage or, muster up the like strength to just deal with it. Like I was just at a loss. Everything felt hopeless. And that, like, it felt like everything was compounding. So after the thing happened with Alex, me and my best friend also got into it because her and Alex had been talking behind the scenes. And my best friend felt like I was lying to her about things that were going on. Which I might have been like withholding the full extent of my emotions from her, but a lot of these things were just because I was embarrassed. There are a lot of like, and again, that doesn't make it like right. That doesn't make it good. I hold these things back because I don't like them. I don't like that. Like I feel like I know how someone would feel about it. And whether how I think they would feel is correct or not, in my brain, me feeling like I know is enough. I feel like I know how you would feel about this, so I can't tell you. I can't tell you. If I sit here and I tell you that my heart is broken and I'm like, I can't fucking do it, you're just gonna like you're gonna give me X, Y, and Z answer, and I know I can't handle that answer or it's not gonna like help me, so I'm just not gonna tell you. And that's how my brain tends to work. I don't know if that's for the best, so I'm trying to work on it. But low key that situation was also kind of bullshit, the whole thing. And so me and that friend are not as close anymore. I don't remember the last time we talked. Probably a little bit before Christmas. It's the new year now. Um, which sucks because like I really loved her, but I also throughout our friendship did feel like my role was to be her like non-paid therapist. And not saying that she asked me to, like I love offering advice, but it just felt like that is a way that I always learn to connect with people and things, is like offer advice or like, if you have a problem and I help you solve it, most likely our bond is going to get stronger. And I don't mind that. I like helping people solve their issues. Um, but with with my best friend, it always just felt like I was putting in so much more effort, um, and not really getting much back in return. And that like kind of started a little bit after. Like that started when she got her new girlfriend. I think she just kind of fell head over heels and like fully dove into the relationship, which is fine for her, but it just sucked for me. But this is all to say that like I'm not hurting for that relationship to like fix itself, you know. New episode of Silo is now on Apple TV. I know what I'm doing with my night. I'm gonna make rice and vegetables. I'm gonna make some rice and vegetables, and or I could make pasta, but I'll probably make rice and vegetables, and I'll watch Silo, and drink some water, and I'll probably feel better about my life. Look at me not doing my makeup. Look at me not doing shit. I don't know what the next goal is. Normally, I wouldn't be like doing a whole ass look, doing a whole ass, face. But for y'all, we're gonna at least throw on a little bit of it's a Naruto. Oh, it's a Naruto eyeshadow from ColourPop. This one is specifically Sakura. And it looks like this. When you open it, I wonder, do I gotta do the thing? Do I gotta act like an influencer? This is it doesn't even matter because it's in fucking wide angle, but you can really get a nice look at it when you. I wish it would just focus and not be focused on the background. I could tap my screen, to be honest. I'm acting like I couldn't just focus it myself, and I can't. The answer is I can't, I guess. I don't know. So we're gonna put this a little bit on our outer lid, and then I think we're also gonna do a little bit of like a white on our inner lid, and that'll be good for us. I really like reds. I am an Aries, so reds are always, I don't want to say preferred, but they're pretty. Reds are always pretty. This is more of a pink. Once again, they've cut us off, but I'm back. I have a feeling that we're gonna get at least one more cut off. I've been cut off twice, and I'm not even into like May and June explaining things. Also, notice how I don't have brushes. I'm just raw dogging with my finger. Sometimes that's what you gotta do in life. Anyways, so it just felt like everything was compounding on me because the more a thing happened at the exact same, like literally a day after, I remember sending I just said my best friend's name. I'm gonna bleep it. You're never gonna hear it. I'm not gonna bleep it. I'm not gonna go out of. I know I'm not. I know I'm not gonna go out of my way to do this. But no one's gonna see this video, so it doesn't matter. This is shoddy. This is shoddy. Shoddy. It looks better to me than it does to you. It doesn't look like so much because of the well, you'll have to wait, I guess. If you want a full reveal or something, I don't know. Where was I in my story? So, I ended up, because of the whole thing, trying to visit my family, and then ended up doing more erratic things. So, I was in the woods. My family lives basically in the middle of the woods. Like, if you're not inside of their house, you do not have internet. You cannot be on their driveway. There's only a few places you can kind of get away with it, standing out in the backyard and stuff, but like, you need to be in their house or you're driving 15 minutes into town before there is like service on your phone. And so I decided that because it felt so awful to be everywhere all the time, all at once. Um, and like I wasn't getting the support I felt like I needed or wanted from my family. I wasn't getting any outside support. Like all my friends stopped talking to me, or like I don't really carry a lot of friends. So it was like the two people in my life who I was like really excited to have in my life at that moment were gone. And I just kind of ran away from everything. You know, she a runner, she a track star. She gonna run away when it gets hard. That's me. That's 10,000% me. And so I ran away um, into the woods. I didn't go too far out because it was still the woods, and it is still like bear country, upstate New York. Um, it is still bear country. I'm not crazy, and so I went up into bear country, and I was just like actually, I don't want to say out of my mind, but I do want to say like I was doing shit that like why the fuck was I doing that? Like I went to a bridge and there was a bunch of graffiti underneath the bridge, and then I took off all my clothes and I was just in like my underwear and a bra, and I was just like in the river with my camera, and I was just in the like I was just like my mind wasn't there fully. The decisions I was making made sense, and I was still like me looking back. I'm like, bitch, why? And so I ended up um being in the woods. I made a little civilization, not a civilization, just like a little like settlement, a little tent area. I had run cables to give myself electricity. I was stealing power from my parents' house, from their property. I was also I found the one spot in the woods that for some reason I got service. Like I literally, and I had to hold my phone in a certain spot. I couldn't move it like up or down or anything. Like there was one specific spot when I stood there, my phone had service, so that was my like Wi-Fi spot, which is funny as fuck. Like I would download a bunch of like music or like podcasts or things, and then I would have to stand in that spot for them to download, and then I could like walk and like do whatever. Um, so that was cool, but also probably awful for most people in my life. Um, I do those things because I really don't feel like I have anyone in my life. And so they ended up calling the cops to get me in the woods, and the cops came and found me in my settlement. And never did I can't believe, like, I don't feel like the same person. That doesn't feel like that was me who did that. That does not feel like it was me who sat in my little tent and said, "Hi, officers. Yeah, is there any sort of legal right? Like, what legal obligation do I have here?" And they were like, "You don't have any legal obligation. You just, we're trying to check, make sure you're okay." And I said, "Thank you so much. Have a good night." Um, like, who was I to sit there and be like, "What kind of legal obligation do I have? What's my legal obligation?" While I'm laying in my bed that I built out of wooden planks I found in the middle of the woods, um, while my parents are standing next to the cops, like, "Come on, get out." Um, that doesn't feel like me. Anyways, after that, I just wanted my friends back. I felt like I would do anything in the world to get my friends back. Um, and so I'd given up on getting Alex back. I felt like that was a lost cause. Somewhere in my heart, I still am like, one day, one day it just has to be the right time when we're both not crazy. That's probably never gonna happen. I'm probably gonna give up on it. But I did want to get my friendship with my best friend back, and so we she told me she wanted me to go get help, like go inpatient or something, and I said, you know what, fuck it. And so I went inpatient, and it was a great experience, but it was also not great. And low key, I want to glaze over it because it feels like so much to talk about, but it was just like that doesn't feel like as important to the story. But it was like this, like I actually don't need to do this yet. I curled my eyelashes and I need to put on my wings. things. Um, it was like this like really communal place. The first day I was like bawling my eyes out crying, but like after that it was like fine, and like I made like friends. Not like a lot of lasting friends, only one lasting friend, but I like met a lot of people, and it was like a good time of like community when I felt like the loneliest I'd ever felt in my life. And so, oh, I said it would happen again. And so, it was nice to just like not feel alone and like meet people and have that sense of community. And then when I got out, it was just kind of bad again. Because like me and my parents were getting into it. My mom wanted me to like wanted to kick me out, but I also had just gotten told as soon as I got out that I wasn't allowed to stay at my best friend's house. Or no, I knew that going in. That was like a big contentious point while I was in there, was I didn't know where I was gonna go when I got out. And so I got out, and then being at my parents' house, which I told them I didn't want to go to. I told the people inpatient I didn't want to go back there, but they had to discharge me somewhere safe specifically, so I had to go to my parents. Um, and then I ended up what did I do after that? Oh, it was bad. It was just still bad staying at my parents' house, and I didn't have anywhere to go, so I went to the police station. I went to the police station. I called them first, and then they told me to go to the sheriff's office. I misheard, went to the police station in Monticello. It was such a long drive, not such a long drive. Um, it was such a long walk. Um, we from the Let me start over. We drove up. My dad was nice enough to drive me up to that police station. My dad really wasn't the issue. It was my mom. My dad drives me up, drops me off. He was gonna wait around. I was being annoying. I was being unreasonable. Um, Going to the police station, he tells me that I have to walk to. Um, he tells me that I have to walk to the sheriff's office. I put that in Google Maps. I get to walking. Tell me how it tries to take me up some service road. Sorry, I just had to line that up. You know, you can't talk when you're resting on your jaw. I gotta fill it in too, so you're holding for a second. All right, and so, um, anyways, I called the sheriff back. I was like, it took me to a service road. He said that's just. He thought I was driving. When I mentioned I was walking, he said just walk up, just walk up. If anyone gives you an issue, say something. And I said okay, that's fine. And so I walked up, and I'd thrown my duffel bag into a bush near the police station because I didn't want anyone to take it, and I wasn't walking the 2 miles to the police station with it. Um, so I gave it to a bush. I put it in a bush, and then the police station took my information. He got me processed, and then they had a placement for me with the Department of Family Services, the DFS, and they took me to Liberty, New York, and I'd never been to Liberty, but it felt like a really good place to find mine. Um, and so just a very rural town, just very rural, very impoverished. One of the most drug riddled places in upstate New York, I'm pretty sure, if not the most. That county, at least, Sullivan County. And yeah, I ended up being placed in a welfare motel called the Knights Inn, and I stayed there for the Saturday night that they put me, and the Sunday, the full day. Monday, I had to check out, and I had to walk down to the Department of Family Services to get a placement. They placed me back the same day, but I had to walk in the morning as early as possible. I made it there around like 9:30, maybe 10. I left as at like 7 or so, but I had to walk like 3 miles uphill to get there. It wasn't fully uphill, but it's like upstate New York, it's mountain country. And I had a shopping cart because I had all my things, my duffel bag, and like different items that I had. So I had to put it all in a shopping cart and push it. Um, and then I found out after the fact that there was a bus. I found out after the fact. I'd like called and stopped on the side of the road and was like, "Hey, is there any way I could get like a police escort or something? Like someone could pick me up and drive me there cuz like I don't feel safe walking on this road." Which was like, I mean, I kind of didn't, but like I didn't really give a fuck about that. I just didn't want to walk. Like I'd thrown up twice from exhaustion at that point. I hadn't been able to like eat really much or like have that much like water. So I was just like struggling with the walk. And then I found out that there was a bus. So I took the bus on my way back. But they placed me there again, and I stayed there for 3 months. Well, this whole endeavor was like 3 months. So let's not say, because like the end of May, early June was when I went upstate, and then I came back down. Yeah, and then I came back down end of September. And so while I was at the motel, day after I get placed there, I got a job offer. I was and I was going to be a teacher. I was going to be a preschool teacher, and I was. I did that job. It took me like a month to get my fingerprinting and everything lined up and settled, but I did it, and I was a preschool teacher, and it was phenomenal. And um, I met a woman named Naira and her kids, and they brought so much love and light into my life. While I was staying up there, because I was just alone and staying in a welfare motel by myself all the time. Like it was not a fun experience, and because of my sexual orientation, because of my gender identity, they put me into a room by myself, which I loved, not complaining, especially in a welfare motel. But um, this meant that I was always alone, always alone. And so it was nice to have them to like hang out with. And I would like literally go over her house every single day. Every single day I was over her house. Um and so um sorry, my brain is like I'm trying to keep the story flowing, keep the story going. Um I ended up going from Liberty back down here. I worked there for a while. I got two jobs. I never ended up working the second one. It was Dunkin'. I never went. I went to my first day of training, and then I ended up getting an apartment back in New Jersey. So I never went back to Dunkin'. Um I was also just kind of struggling at the time with like doing things, anything. So adding another job on was not the wave, not the move. Those are wings done. If I move the light, you'd probably be able to see it better. Or I could move you. You're just an iPad. All right. Um, and so, uh, I ended up having those two jobs, and then I probably shouldn't say on camera. I have to edit all these together. I will take that out. Or maybe I'll just bleep it, and I'll just bleep it with a black bar over my mouth, and you will be none the wiser, and you will just have to wonder what I did that I shouldn't say. Anyways, that all led me down to here, back down where I live. I'm like 10 minutes from where I used to live for the past like 4 years at my friend's house in New Jersey. Now I'm back, but it's my own place. I got a 1 bedroom and it's all mine. And then I started paying bills, so I was doing things online for work. I still am, kind of. And then I got a job at Amazon, and that paid the bills for a few months. But I've only been here for 3, and currently I'm unemployed. Currently I'm unemployed. Currently I have -$30. Currently I have -$30 to my name. Um, so who knows what I'm doing with that? Who knows what my plan is there? But yeah, I gotta find a job or something. I'm good for this month, you know. January's paid off. January's paid up. I'm good for January. But once February rolls around, we're gonna have to, you know, pray we did some work in our January. Um, and that's pretty much. I think that's like a good, you know, trajectory. I know it's hard to follow. I know I've been talking for like 40 minutes, if not a little more. Um, my makeup is very. I'm not gonna say it's like simple, but it is simple. I need to buy a new makeup. I can feel how crusty this mascara is. Um, but it's not. It's just not. I do the same thing all the time, and it's literally just do your blush, make your eyes look pretty, do something on your lips, and then you're fine. And then if you just like put on earrings and like a fun outfit, you're good. Um, but so that is pretty much a synopsis of like my life for the past year. That was my 2024. 2024, I experienced a lot of things for the first time. I experienced, um, you know, I experienced like a real lesbian relationship. Like even just for that month, it was like real. That was like real lesbian shit. I experienced an insane asylum for the first time. It wasn't an insane asylum. It was just the mental hospital, but I went inpatient for the first time. So that was definitely something different. Um, and then I um, I was homeless. I was homeless for the first time. Hopefully last time. Say that like I'll be out there again tomorrow. I was homeless for the first time. I'll be back out tomorrow. I ended up homeless for the first time. And immediately after, I became a renter for the first time. So, God, this mascara is so fucking bad. I'm like appalled. I can hear it, like making this dry rubbing sound. Anyways, um, so I ended up, yeah, I ended up here, and this is where I'm at now. Um, I don't know if I've more to say. I mean, might as well do a little wrap up. Um, might as well just put. Yeah, I just want to put this on my lips. These are really fun. Revlon cushion lip tint. It's like a little like cushion, and you like twist this, and it pushes the pigment into the cushion. And it's a lip tint. Make sure my lips are dry, so it sticks. I don't know if that's how that works, but that's how I work. All right, we cut out like that should be the final time, because I don't think I have too much more to say. I need to let the lip sit for a while. I wish that this was blended more, but what are you gonna do? Final thoughts? Not on my face, in my brain. What are my final thoughts? My final thoughts are I should stick to my word and put on some earrings. These are earrings I got. They have little bees on them because my name is B. When I worked at Starbucks, there was a woman named Marianne, and no one ever wanted to take her order, but I loved taking Marianne's order because she was so kind, and I loved talking to her. Even if it was a little awkward, and sometimes I would feel a little awkward, it was like the goodness I felt from the interaction always outweighed the awkwardness of the interaction. And so, at some point she said she'd already, I don't think she made them specifically for me, as much as I would love to tell that story and have it be true. She would make jewelry, and she would tell me about it sometime, and then when I told her that my name was B, at some point she said, I have B earrings that I made. I must have made them just for you. I'm gonna go get everything in my life is B themed because, you know, obvious reasons. And then look, just put on a hat. You're beautiful. That's it. That's it. Put on a hat. Just. Anyways, so what was I saying? My sticker's coming off on the bottom. My baseball. I want it to stay longer though. Final thoughts, final thoughts, final thoughts, final thoughts, my final thoughts, my final thoughts, my final thoughts, my final thoughts. This year was rough. This year was rough in the beginning. They had me in the first half. They had me in the first half, not gonna lie. But we kind of got him back in the second half. Like, if I can be real for a minute, being homeless was fine. Like, I didn't mind it. It sucked sometimes, and I was like nervous and scared a lot. But overall, it was fine. I got very lucky. In my homelessness experience, I got very lucky in my homelessness experience, and I think that the other thing that, like, even the bad, I'm kind of thankful for it because I'm thankful to have like mandatory opportunities to grow, because I'm the type of person, if there is a non-mandatory opportunity to grow but it's scary, chance I don't do it. But if there is a mandatory opportunity to grow and I have to do it, then what am I going to do? It's mandatory. I have to. And homelessness is one of those things where it's like, I don't want to live outside. I have to. I'm going to do this. I have to. I don't want to live outside. And so, anyways, all right, anyways, final thoughts. You see how I'm awful at like putting together any sort of like thoughts or like any sort of, I am I as a person am very scattered. My brain is very scattered. Sometimes my life feels unmanageable, not because I'm not able to manage it, but because, like, not because it is unmanageable, but because I am unable to manage it. If that makes sense. Like, it's just a lot sometimes. and I don't know what I'm doing. Um, and working inside the parameters of how my brain like focuses and does things is like awful. And trying to like get over that like executive dysfunction hump is like, yeah, I can't sometimes. And it leaves me in awful situations. And so, going into 2025, I can't believe it's 2025. I literally slept through the new year. I heard the fireworks, but I didn't hear no one yelling. I didn't hear nothing. I slept through the new year. Um, I, going forward through this new year, um, oh, I guess now we're just gonna do resolutions. I guess that's just what it sounds like. There's a lot of things I want to do. I want to stop smoking cigarettes. I have so many cigarettes. These aren't even. These are just empty. These are just hollowed out, empty cigarette things. This one still has stuff in it, but I'll take the tobacco out and I'll mix it with weed, and then I'm left with these, which I eventually want to just fill with weed in general, and then no, because this plan requires me to keep smoking cigarettes. I guess I don't know. I was gonna say that I could just have a full box of Newports that I filled and packed myself, but they're all like, it's all weed. It might happen one day, anyways. I still might do it because it sounds fun. It sounds cool, and it seems fun to be able to pop out a Newport and just smoke it. And it's weed. Um, but we'll see. Anyways, so um I want to stop smoking nicotine. I want to go to the doctor. I want to figure out like why I feel so like awful all the time and whether that's just in my head or not, because I think a lot of it is caused by anxiety, and I just like need to stop because I can't live my life like that. I can't um like I'm always overthinking, I'm always like worried about things I have to do, and it wouldn't be as much of an issue if it was just a mental battle I have to fight, but it's both the mental battle and also the mental causing these physical. I wonder if it's gonna cut off soon. Almost like my body is rejecting me. Ugh. I I didn't mean this angle. Well, you know what? For this last part, why don't we just do the close up? This is actually kind of cute. Anyways, I want to stop. Um, Give me a minute to collect my thoughts. I want to stop using nicotine, smoking cigarettes mostly. If I have to like vape for a little while to stop the cigarettes, that'd be okay. But I just want to stop it completely. It makes me feel so sick. There's been too many times where I smoke too much of a cigarette because my body half the time can't even handle a full one. Or it doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense in the context. If I'm at home in my house by myself, comfortable, I won't be able to smoke a full cigarette because it'll make me feel sick. But then I'm like outside in the world and someone gives me a cigarette and I'm tanking the full fucking thing and walking away like it was nothing. So I don't understand that. But my body's always been like that, and like I can handle things more in different situations that I can in others, which is really weird. Like substance wise. Um, so I want to stop that. Um, I want to get better help at the doctor, and figure out why I feel so sick all the time, because it's really that sickness and that anxiety. Those two combined, the physical illness and the mental illness, the nausea and the anxiety. The nausea and the anxiety that are just like suppressing me. And I just wish I could do more things. Um, and have like this inhibition about it and just like be like, that's fine, that's fun, and I'd love to do that. So, um, really, really important to me to try to figure that out. It's 2025. This is the quarter of it. And this. I'm bad at it now. Trust me, I know. I'm awful at this right now because my brain doesn't stay in one spot. I'm trying to speak with you and I'm trying to like cohesively get my ideas in there. And it's not happening. I know that. So this video, I might not edit it too much. Might just do that like little black bar and then, you know, cut all the things together. But I just want to, I want to do this more because I think if I can build up a habit doing this, it'll be good for a lot of different things. Like maybe I'll find the strength and the courage to start doing other creative projects that I've really always wanted to do. Um, but something always holds me back. And then, you know, maybe it'll be nice to just have an outlet for my video diary so that I can talk about the things that are on my mind. And like, you know, again, all of this is stemming from me watching a Stan's video on Dax Flame. So anyways, I definitely don't have a lot of time. They're about to cut me off. It happened twice. It's about to cut off. It's happened like 3 times already. I just want to say I'm about to go watch Silo. Thank you for watching my video diary. If you watched it, it might just be me. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow and the next day and the next day.
All right, guys. I don't know why I'm whispering. I'm still inside. Quick little side note. Ooh, yeah, put her in the cage. Ooh, yeah, I like that. Wait. Hold on. Yeah. You like my shadow? Yo, my shadow was kind of going off. I wasn't paying attention to what I looked like. Homeboy was popping off. This was just supposed to be a little side thing. Oh, that's crazy. You can see what I'm doing right here. Yeah, we got our bowl and some weed. Don't talk about how dirty my bowl is. Okay? Because I do clean it. And the reason why it's this dirty is worse than what you're expecting the reason for anything to be. Same thing with my bong water. I changed this like 2 hits ago. Two rips ago. Not like clean. Obviously, like a lot of that's crusted on. But I changed the water. But let me tell you why. It's because I smoked the tobacco in the bong. I smoked the tobacco in the bong with the weed. I know. Sue me. Anyways, this is what I look like. I gotta watch Silo. I got a date with episode 8. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna. I said I was gonna make rice and vegetables, but I already don't want to make rice and vegetables. Fuck it. We ball. You hang out here for a second. I'm gonna be right back. I gotta go do something. One sec. Hey, did anyone tell you that you're cute? Alright. Enough lolling gagging. It's gonna be cold out. We're gonna make this quick. We're going out. We got our bong.
It's probably enough for 2 hits. We take our 2 hits quick, and we evacuate the perimeter. You ready, team? It's go time. All right, boys. Mission complete. Ooh. It's not that cold out, to be honest. For what it is, it's not that bad. All right, that's all. Let me try one more time.